Married at First Sight Season 16 was drama-filled. The experiment took 5 brand new Nashville couples to the brink. Were they after the show? Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching for more details. Married at First Sight Season 16, which took place in Nashville, Tennessee, brought together 5 couples who were radically different. But where are they all after the show's end? Throughout Married at First Sight Season 16, there was an interesting thread of tension between several of the couples who were struggling, while one of the couples had clearly found common ground quickly. With the point of the experiment being to see if the couples can create a relationship after being matched up because of the way they present themselves to the MAFS experts, things can go a bit haywire easily. While some of the couples of Married at First Sight Season 16 felt mismatched from the start, others were hopeful they'd be able to build a genuine connection throughout their time on the show. Throughout the season, the experts' involvement in navigating the pair's issues seemed like it was helpful, and the couples did their best to work through their issues rather than giving up. While one pair ended the season early and left their marriage, the other couples did their best to take the experiment seriously, even when they weren't happy together. Where are the couples after the show? Although Married at First Sight Season 16 seemed like the right thing for Dominique Kloss and McKinley Gilbert at the start of the season, their connection never came to fruition, and the pair quickly realized they didn't feel a spark. With a journey that was rocky from the beginning, Dominique came into the experiment at just 25 years old and struggled with the severity of marriage, while McKinley, who was nearly 10 years her senior at 34, had a hard time leaving his comfort zone. The couple had a tense relationship that flared up quickly with disagreements, pushing them apart. Dominique and McKinley decided that their relationship wasn't going to work early on, and chose to leave the series during the middle of Married at First Sight Season 16 rather than waiting until decision day. After the show, both felt relieved that they weren't trying to force a relationship anymore. While McKinley has hinted at having regrets about joining the experiment, Dominique has been open about enjoying her time on the show despite not clicking with her MAFS spouse. In the time since, Dominique has been attached to fellow MAFS Season 16 alum Clint Webb, though their fling was brief. A competitive cheerleading coach, Jasmine Seacrest, was excited to get to know her Married at First Sight groom Aries Williams. A 39-year-old software engineer instructor, Aries and Jasmine seem to have a lot in common, but his 32-year-old MAFS bride didn't turn out to be the woman of his dreams. The couple quickly understood that things weren't going to work out in their marriage, especially after Aries shared that he didn't feel any physical or emotional attraction to Jasmine. Sharing his comments with his MAFS bride, Aries quickly became an MFS villain to viewers who felt protective over sweet Jasmine. Although both seemed dedicated to trying to make things work early on in the season, Aries' disinterest mixed with Jasmine's hurt feelings didn't make for a smooth connection. The couple chose to divorce on decision day, going their separate ways and working to improve themselves on their own. MAFS viewers have praised Jasmine for the way she handled Aries' poor behavior and were thrilled to see that she recently announced her engagement to a new love. Aries, who's been quieter on social media after the show and his branding as an MAFS villain, has been highly focused on his career. As the standout couple of Married at First Sight Season 16, Nicole Lilienthal and Christopher Tielk were connected quickly after being married on the show. Nicole, a 32-year-old marketing advisor, was ready to settle down and find someone she could share her life with. She was hopeful that Christopher, a 36-year-old business coach, would be a great match for her, and he was hoping the same. Nicole and Chris both came into Married at First Sight ready for love and committed to making their marriage work. Nicole's blunt personality and Chris' calm exterior complemented each other well, keeping them fresh. As the couple moved through the difficulties of the experiment, they only became stronger together and fell more in love. Though they had to deal with some issues during Married at First Sight Season 16, it was clear they'd choose to stay together on decision day. After the end of the season, the couple relished in their new life together, sharing their relationship on social media once they were allowed. Nicole has started hosting a podcast with her fellow MAFS Season 16 stars Gina Micheletti and Kirsten Grimes, D-List Diaries, where they share more about their shared reality TV experience. Clint and Gina were one of the more interesting couples on Married at First Sight Season 16, as they were quickly a mismatched pair who did their best to make something out of their on-screen relationship. Clint, a 40-year-old account executive, was hopeful that his MFS bride would be a specific physical type despite not sharing that information with the experts, and when he met Gina, a 35-year-old hairstylist and salon owner, he was disappointed. Clint's behavior toward Gina throughout the experiment ranged from uncomfortable to uncalled for, as he didn't feel attracted to her and wasn't subtle about it. While Gina wasn't very interested in Clint, either, she moved with a bit more tact through MAFS Season 16. The couple ultimately decided not to move forward with their relationship, remaining friendly despite the tension they'd had during their time on the show. After Married at First Sight Season 16, the pair were able to stay in close contact, with Clint supporting Gina's business endeavors publicly. While viewers didn't find Clint to be a villain during the season, they questioned his time with MAFS co-star Dominique. Gina, in turn, has gone on to start a podcast with Nicole and Kirsten. Although Kirsten, a 32-year-old real estate agent, felt ready for her marriage with Shaquille Dillon, a 31-year-old executive director, it wasn't exactly a perfect match. The Married at First Sight Season 16 couple had interesting issues. As though Kirsten felt ready for marriage, she didn't have the right level of vulnerability when it came to her relationship with Shaquille. Struggling to open up throughout the season, Kirsten was consistently leaving Shaquille feeling underappreciated and overly emotional. The pair seemed like they were beginning to work through their issues, but it ultimately became too little, too late for the incompatible pair. Kirsten chose to stay together on decision day, but Shaquille made the tough choice to end their marriage after feeling like he wasn't receiving the same level of emotional support he was giving. Kirsten was shocked by the choice, and spent her time immediately post-show questioning her Married at First Sight experience. After the series, both Kirsten and Shaquille went quiet on social media. As they've moved forward, Kirsten can be found on her podcast with Nicole and Gina. Shaquille, on the other hand, finished his PhD and has been focused on his career.